Well, it's official. The Liberty men's and women's outdoor track and field champions reside here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Here to talk more about it, head coach Brant Holzman. Congratulations, Coach. Had to have been just a spectacular weekend down at High Point. How'd you get it done?
Oh, it was tremendous fun. It was really a tale of two different stories. Our men just came out right at the beginning and started performing. Event to event, they were just putting up marks, getting lifetime bests, and we sort of didn't give anybody else a real shot to get into it, that's the way you like to see it. I think the men recorded about 40 lifetime best performances, and I was, the coaching staff, we were just kind of hanging our mouths. Wow, we've never had to meet this late. As a matter of fact, our esteemed SID, Paul Carmody, looked today. Usually we went to the IC4A on this weekend, and he took our marks and put them in the IC4A meet, and he told me we would have won that easily. So that's the kind of a weekend that the men had. Some of the lifetime best performances were, not, you expect them by a centimeter maybe or two, but some of them were big things that I never saw coming. And so that was just a lot of fun. The girls, we started out, it wasn't quite as good. I had projected us to win by 12. And we gave up most of that on the first day, and I thought, this doesn't look good. And then the second day, we gave up too much. And we were down at that point, from my projection, about 25 points. So I was guessing we would lose the meet by about 25 points. And then the third day, within about a 10-minute span, the defending, or many times champion in the triple jump for Coastal, got hurt, and the Coastal dropped the baton in the 4x1, all within 5 minutes, which all of a sudden erased that 20 of those points, or 20 some of those points that they were up, and put us back into it. And after that, it was like the girls started responding and started doing real well, and they rolled up, I think, about 30 lifetime best performances. And when we got closer and closer, every event would go by, and they wouldn't close up that gap. By the time we got to the 5,000, it's like, we could lock this away in the 5,000 if we run well. And the girls, we ended up going, I think, 2, 6, 7, 8. And we got more points than Coastal, although I had projected Coastal getting more than us in that event. So it was essentially over at that time. We ended up winning by 11.5. I had projected 12, so that turned out right. But the way it was done was totally different from what I expected. And it was just, we felt the blessing of the Lord on the whole thing. And we just kind of were in awe of the weekend and how it went.
Fred Fulton on the men's side was the most outstanding performer. What did he do to garner that accolade?
Well, he won 2 events. He set a meet record in the discus, which was formerly held by a guy named Clendon Henderson, who used to be on the team. And he beat his mark, so that was good. And he won the shot very easily, and then he got 3rd place in the hammer. So he was a pretty dominant field event performer.
When you look at what's coming next, give me an idea of kind of what the athletes are doing now to prepare for the East Regional, I guess.
Yeah, the top 48 that declare go to the East Regional, and I think at this point we have 12 that are in the top 48, but then we have some in the neighborhood of 50, 52 who sometimes get in because other people don't declare in every event if they do multiple events, or they may have injuries so they don't declare. So we'll wait and find out Thursday who actually got in. In the meantime, we continue to train, and if we go even with 12, that's the largest group we've sent to regionals since there have been 2 regions in the country. And if we go with 14 or 15, that'll certainly be the largest group. So everything considered, considering all the indicators up to this point, it's been a very good year and exciting way to finish out.
I think one of the neat things to see, Coach, is the post-event championship pictures, and you were able to take it both with not the men, but both the men and the women. And hopefully you don't have a situation where there's that void where you're just taking it with one team. So when you have both of them out there to take that championship picture, how fulfilling is that?
Well, that's a really good point, because whenever you win one and lose the other one, your celebration is tainted. Yeah. Even though, say the men had won in dominant fashion like they did and the women lost by 2 points, the grief almost overwhelms the joy, and you don't really get to have the kind of celebration that you can have when you win them both. So anytime you can win both, it's doubly sweet. And you know, I wrote the team yesterday, and I said the first line I think I said was, "I'm basking in the sunlight of God's blessing." And that's kind of the way I feel right now. You know, eventually we'll come down and look ahead, but I'm glad we're not in the kind of sport where you have to come right down and look to the next game. You know, when you win that first round in NCAA basketball, you only celebrate one night, and then you got to get on it again. But we can kind of celebrate this for a little while, and it's nice. It's after all the hard work and after all the trials, to be victorious. And interestingly, also, Paul pointed out that had our girls done what they did at the ECAC championship, we would have won that meet as well. And we've never won the ECAC. So that's, you know, we kind of hated we had to miss that meet, but it was probably a little nicer in High Point than it was up in Princeton. I don't know that for sure, but maybe that was part of a factor. But just overall, it was a great performance, a great team performance, and we're really thankful.
Well, Coach, it's been fun to catch up with you and celebrate with you as well. I know it'll be hard to take that smile off your face for the next month or so, maybe longer than that. So congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
That's head coach of the track and field program, Brant Tolsma. I'm Alan York for LibertyFlames.com.